Hey, Llama here, and here we are back at the water base, and we're wearing our scuba gear. Why are we doing that? Well, today we need to tackle the easy water cave, or the easier water cave as I like to call it, because it can be tricky in itself. But it's definitely easier than the other one, that's for sure. So we need to get ourselves the artifact of the brute. That is the last artifact that we need in order to do the monkey fight. The monkey fight is important, so we need to get the monkey fight done so that we can unlock the tech generator and also the tech food troughs, which means we can ramp up our breeding a little bit. So we've got ourselves, our Rex army is ready, we have all the other artifacts, we've got saddles crafted, we're pretty much good to go, but we do need to run this last cave before we can do it. Now this is the water base. This is the base that we started off at originally. And so I'm going to take flippers off so I can move. But basically this base is the original build that we did on day one. This has been expanded, and then we've sort of built it out to give us a bit of an underwater breeding area. Now, I have tamed a basilo. I did it during the Love Evolved event. While we were on 2 times, and I actually wanted to do it then because I wanted to start breeding them. Now, I didn't really have an appropriate time to fit the videos in, so I'll show you a video of me taming the first basilo, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about the ones that I tamed following that, and what the breeding looks like, and now what we've ended up with, which is the one that we're going to take into the cave today. Alright, before we do anything more though, here we are at the water base, and you may notice it's a little bit bigger than it was last time. So I've expanded it out a little bit. We've got some gates going around, penning off the area, got a little sort of jetty thing going there. What we're going to do, we're going to go out in the baryonyx and we're going to try and get ourselves a basilo. Now, the basilo is a long tame, so not a long tame, it's a long breed, I should say. So I want to try and get some breeding while we've still got 2 times on for the event. Now the first thing you notice that's different to ASA is the water. You cannot see anything in this water. So until it hits you. So it's pretty spooky. Now if you wear the goggles, it does clear the water up a little bit, so you can see the difference there. We can now see the visibility is still not great, but it's at least better than it was. Now, I don't know. Look, I'm not a huge fan of underwater anyway, to be honest, but look, I guess it makes it more realistic. I mean, I think if you're in deep ocean, you can't see far in front of your face. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a diver, obviously. I very rarely leave my chair, so I certainly don't go out diving in deep ocean. But I get the feeling it sort of makes it a little bit more realistic, and it's also good, I think, that the goggles actually make a difference. So the scuba mask actually does improve your visibility underwater, because on ASE it was meant to, but it never did. Never actually made any difference. So it's good to see that it's working, but yeah, this is going to be tough. So we're out on the baryonyx. We're going to go and swim around and hopefully find ourselves a reasonable level basilo that we can tame. They do spawn around here where the water base is, but we'll just keep going until we find something, I guess. Now, as far as nasties in the water, so the baryonyx is pretty good because it stuns stuff, and then so even alpha sharks, you can stun them and then chomp away on them to kill them. But the only thing you really need to watch out for, to be honest, is jellyfish. So jellyfish will dismount you and paralyze you and the baryonyx. So if you get hit by jellyfish, then you're in a whole world of trouble. But the difference with ASA is that the jellyfish are really quite rare. I mean, unless you're in one of the caves, coming across jellyfish out in the open water is really unusual. Usually they're more along the coast in the rocks, and even then there's not a lot of them. So significantly lower spawns of jellyfish on ASA than there were on ASE. Oh, someone's got some water compartments down there. Interesting. So anyway, we're going to keep swimming around in the murky water, and hopefully, I'm surprised we haven't seen one already, but hopefully we can get ourselves a reasonable level basilo. Now, I'm not too fussed about the initial level. I really just want to get one. If we can get one like around level 100, I'll be pretty happy with that. And then we can ride that one around without fear of getting grabbed by tusos and getting killed by stuff or shocked by jellyfish or whatever, because the basilo protects you from all of those things, and it's pretty tanky as well compared to the baryonyx. So the aim here is to get a reasonable level basilo, and then use that hopefully to get ourselves a higher level one. So that we can get some breeding, and get something decent imprinted, so that we can do the underwater caves, or at least the easy underwater cave, which is going to be our first cave that we need to do. All right, well, let's see how we go. I'm going to bring you back if I come across something, and we'll see how we go. I think, you know what, I think that's going to have to do. So, to give you an idea, I've obviously cut the video, but this has taken hours. I've been round the map multiple times on a baryonyx. I have killed alpha sharks. I have killed low-level basilos. This level 80 is the highest I've seen so far. There's just nothing spawning. I think it could be to do with the event. So this one is going to have to do. So let's get rid of these mantas first that were following it, and then hopefully we can tame it without too much issue. These are a passive tame, so you basically put kibble on the last slot of your hotbar, and then feed them. The first feed always takes a little while, so you give them their first... Oh, now I've lost him. Oh, wow, that's... Tell you what, this murky water is killing me. I've probably swum past, like, 5 level 150s. It is so much harder finding something decent in this water. I'm assuming that's it. So, I'm going to go and... Oh, I didn't put the kibble in my hotbar. Oh, there's a manta attacking the Barry. Okay, let's get rid of that. Preparation. I had plenty of time to worry about this, you know, in the hours that followed me starting this. Oh no. Okay, the mantas... Oh good, he's coming for me. I was going to say the mantas attached to the back of the basilo again. It's always a bit of a pain. Sometimes when you're taming them, a manta will reattach to the basilo or keep following it, and then it makes it really hard for you to do the next feed, because if the manta hits the basilo instead of you, then it will lose all its taming progress. So you do have to watch that. Alright, this guy should take 5 kibble to tame. It is not superior, it is exceptional kibble, so the same kibble as a Rex, and that's the yellow one. And yeah, so we'll wait a little while. Once you get the first feed out the way, it takes a little while to feed the second one, but then after the second one, the rest of them come pretty quickly. So you can just kind of feed it, hop on the Barry, do a bit of a lap, come back off, feed it again. So once you get past that first feed, the rest is pretty easy cruising. And now we've fed him the first thing, we can see him on our tracker, which means that I won't lose him in the murky water. just waiting on that last feed. There we go. Alright. Well, that's our male. 14,880, 244. Yeah, it's not the worst, actually. We might even end up breeding that one. I've had, on ASE, I've had 150s come in with stats equivalent to that. So, ASA, you tend to get better stats. So I'm going to ride this guy home. Going to get the baryonyx following me. It's actually pretty good with the... Yep, baryonyx following me. With the Barry, because when you put it on neutral, it will stun anything, and you can then finish it off with the basilos. So they make a pretty good pair, to be honest. I've never taken them both in a cave together because the Barrys just don't have the health pool, to be honest, to make it through the underwater caves on the island. But still useful anyway. Alright, let's head back to the water base. Got a little way to go, not too far away fortunately, but and then I guess, look, I need to find a female and I need to get some breeding going. I only got a little while before this event finishes, and I want to at least get the first couple of imprints in, hopefully. Alright. Okay, so after the first one that we tamed, I then went and tamed, so to be honest, I tamed a whole load of basilos during the event. We got some nice colours, but I also got some decent level ones eventually. So this was the female that I ended up going with. We have 22.5k health, 1980 stamina, which is pretty decent, and 326 melee, which is okay. This one... also got 22k health, not quite as high, didn't get as much stamina, but got 344 melee. So these were the two that I bred together, and I got a baby which I imprinted, which is this one. Now this one has been leveled, so you can see here we've now got 50k health pumped into it, but it got the higher health out of the two. It also got the high stamina that you can see there, and it got the 344 melee, which has been leveled up to 653 since. So this is the girl that we're going to be taking through the easy water cave. I'm not sure this is going to be able to do hard water. We're going to have to see, because that's a whole other kettle of fish, no pun intended. But we should be okay to do easy water, which is what we need to do today. Alright, and here we are, ready to go. So we've got our Vasilo sitting outside waiting for us. We got Ariotta, otter, that we're going to take with us so that we can get more than one artifact while we're down there. We have scuba gear, so I've got some spare scuba tanks just in case this is a longer trip than I want it to be. I've got good flak, I've got some flippers, I've got some goggles to help me see. I have some antidote for the bats, I've got some food, a couple of sleeping bags to chuck down, shotgun shells, and I've also got a pike with me to deal with the spiders and scorpions and so on that spawn on the land area of the cave. A few med brews, and some stimulant as well, just to prevent us napping if we get bitten by anything. So I've done a full cave tour video of this one on a different server, so I'll leave a link up the top to that, because as with all the other caves with this playthrough, because I've done the full tour on different videos, I'm not doing the full sort of everything in the cave, explorer notes and loot drops and all that kind of stuff. So we're really just going to motor through the cave, get through as quickly as we can, and get the artifact, and we're going to do the loot crates, because you do get good loot in these crates, and to be honest, it's one of the reasons why I built this base here, because we're really just above where the cave is. And that also reminds me, that's a chest full of stone. Let's have a look. I've got a chibi here somewhere. Now, I have leveled up a chibi to level 1. It was a raptor chibi, and I've got no idea where it is. I have a feeling I've lost it at some stage, which is not unusual for me. But I thought I had a Rex chibi somewhere here that I was going to use, because if we go through this cave, no, don't have one. Okay, well that's confused me somewhat. To be fair, I'm easily confused. Let's grab one of these ones then. It doesn't really matter what it is, I suppose. We got a snail and we have a terror bird. I hate terror birds. So it's going to have to be the snail. I cannot believe we're going to use a snail chibi. Let's put that guy down here. Now we're kind of committed now, because once we start leveling this, we really need to just continue. So there you go. I also seem to have lost the Rex one. Who knows? I'm terrible with these things. Whenever I get a new character, I tend to end up leveling up chibis 3 or 4 times before I get one to max level, because I keep losing them. And it's even worse with ASA, because they hide them in this cosmetics tab, so you don't even realise you've got them. But anyway, that's my problem, not anybody else's. So let's put on our scuba gear, we're going to put on our flippers, we're going to put on our goggles so we can see a little bit better, and then we're going to stick on our gloves and our legs as well, and then when we get in the cave, we'll be using the rest of the flak to protect ourselves from all the stuff that's in there. Now we've got our goggles on so we can see a little bit better underwater, which is good, and although I think when we get outside here in the deeper ocean, yeah, it's still a bit murky, but that's okay, we can manage. We don't have far to go to get to the cave. It's just a little way off, and it will not take us long. It's just kind of down here. We should be able to find it even in this. I am hoping, at least. Is that it over there? No, that's a jellyfish. Ah, here it is. This looks like the ticket. Alright, here is the entrance to the cave. Quick blitz on the map. So 54.3, 3.8. We've got a Plessy here coming down to say hello. Of course, they always travel in pairs. So we get to kill 2 of those before we even get inside the cave. Nice low levels, no problem. Alright, so we're going to head inside the cave. Now this cave is called the Easy Water Cave, but to be fair, it's not always that easy. And you can get alphas in here, high level alphas. You can get lots of high level megalodons. You definitely get high level eels, mantas, all sorts of stuff in this cave. So it is one of those super high level caves that you've got to watch. And to be honest, whilst we're going to try and get through it as quickly as we can, I'm conscious of the fact that this is not the best basilo in the world. It's got a lot of health, but it doesn't have a lot of melee, so it's not going to kill stuff super quick. And as such, going into the cave rather slowly makes the most sense, because you don't want to aggro too many things. And this applies to this cave. It applies doubly so to the hard water cave, where you can quite easily get absolutely mobbed by 20 megalodons at once if you go ploughing in there too quickly. So we're going to kind of inch our way in. I can see we've got a loot crate. We've got a blue loot crate down there already. That's good. We can see what we've got in there. But I'm going to head over to it first. Because the stuff in here is such high level, it will absolutely smash you if you are not on the basilo. So if you get off at the wrong time and something turns up to try and kill you, then this can all go very badly very quickly. Alright, we look like we're okay. So we're going to try and grab this. What do we get? absolute rubbish, to be honest. That was not very good at all for this cave, to be fair. It was only a blue drop, so let's not get too lost. But, yeah, usually you get better gear than that in here, I'll be honest. I came through here in my tour video and got a capped Megalodon BP and a capped Tuso BP, so and a shotgun BP. It wasn't capped, it wasn't ascendant, like 241 or something like that, I can't remember exactly, but was pretty decent. Not to be sneezed at. Alright, let's head around the corner here and see what we've got. Another loot crate spot up there, but no loot crate today. Alright, it's okay, we can handle that. Should we check out in here? Let's go in here. This is another loot crate location. No, it doesn't look like we got one in there today. There is an XP note in there, but I'm not going to bother grabbing it because I don't have any levels owing on my character, so it's a bit of a waste. Alright, so we're going to head round now into this next chamber. Now we're going to go slowly into here because this one is likely to contain quite a few high-level sharks. And I don't want to get mobbed, and if there's an alpha in here, doubly so. So first thing, we can always just have a look and see if we can see anything in there. And if we can spot anything, we can check if it's alpha boosted. And no, there's some eels in there. There's a 170 Megalodon. It's mate boosted, so there must be more than one. But I'm not seeing anything alpha boosted, so that's a good sign. Let's head on in. If we don't have an alpha in here, then we should be okay. Here we go. Stuff's going to start to aggro on us. We're getting a couple of sharks. We got 3 sharks. Some jellyfish, 50, a level 170 and a level 260. So the 260's definitely the tankier one out of all of them, but we should be fine. I'm not anticipating any issues with our Basilo today. There's the 170 gone. The 260 is now no longer mate boosted, and we should shred that fairly quickly. So yeah, not seeing any problems here. If we'd had an alpha in here, that's where things can get a little bit tricky. And there's no saying that there is not one in the last chamber, because there could still be one in there. So I'm going to get all these eels. I'm going to also hit the manta so that all the mantas in the room aggro on me, and we can just get rid of them all in one go. Again, we will take a bit of health damage. The mantas do hit pretty hard, more so than the eels, to be honest. But let's just get them out of the way. They will likely respawn before we come back through, to be honest. So, whilst killing them is a good idea, they will be here again as we leave, I'm fairly certain. Alright, that should do that. Oh, we've got another manta there. We've got some more jellyfish. We do need to watch the jellyfish. But on the Basilo, we're protected from them, so we're good. There we go, we got another manta there, but not too worried about that. Let's head into this. Is now the last chamber. And so again, you can still get alphas in here. There we've got a Megalodon level 30, Electroforce. Nothing is alpha boosted, so I'm thinking we've got away with no alphas in the cave today. That's how it's looking, at least, anyway. So let's head on in. Hopefully that means there's nothing in here that's going to be a problem for us. That shark is at low level. The eels are fine. There's another shark up the back there. We are lagging. Whoa! That's a level 30. Ugh. Don't even waste my time. Level 30. Get out. I'll punch it to death. Level 30. Goodness me. Alright, this chamber is really important that you clear everything in here, because you do have to get off, you can see the artifact there just in front of me, so you do have to get off your tame to get the artifact. And in all honesty, you do not want to do that with all this stuff here, because they will kill you. And that is not a good look. Do not want to die in this cave, because if we died now, like, it would be bad for a number of reasons. One, obviously we don't want to die. Number two, getting back in here without a decent basilo is going to be almost impossible. Not impossible, but you don't want to see jellyfish when you are riding a baryonyx. That is most definitely not going to work out for you. So I would much rather not die in here, because the only other thing I have, I could bring in an unimprinted basilo, I guess. I could probably make it through with one of those, to be fair, if I really needed to, as a last option. I guess we could do that. But let's try and reduce the chances of us dying by just absolutely smashing everything here. Right, I think that might be it. But you know what? I'm still not going for the artifact, and I'm not going for the artifact for one good reason, and that is that first... Oh, there you go. There's a manta. One good reason, and that is that I want to get out of the water, put a sleeping bag down first. Now, here we are, up here. There doesn't seem to have been much spawned in here, actually. Normally there's a load of bats and stuff up there. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Alright, well... Oh, hang on. No, no, no. What was he attacking, or being attacked by, I should say? I obviously missed something in there. I don't know what it was, because I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, we got a level. We will most definitely be putting that into melee. Okay. So, I'm going to try and get this guy back off. So now we've got a sleeping bag down. I'm feeling a little bit more secure about getting off and grabbing the artifact. But before I do, I just want to do one last troll round, because these eels hide in the rocks, and they hide, there's this little thing down here where they hide. I think we've got a jellyfish down here, judging by how well lit it is, I'm going to say. Oh, there's also a loot drop down here. Oh, there you go. Do you know what? I did not know. I didn't include this in my tour. I did not know a loot drop spawned in this little thing. I've not seen one down here before. Well, there we go. That is interesting. Alright, let's hop off. Also not great. I've got to say, the loot drops in here today have been very disappointing. We normally get better stuff than that. I do not want... That's 2 lots of chitin blueprints. Like, I mean, they're capped chitin blueprints, but it's chitin. Wouldn't be seen dead in chitin. Alright, anyway. Let's grab the artifact.
I can only assume someone's just cleared this. But anyway, as I have said before, we are on an official server, so I have absolutely no control over who does what when. And if someone's been in here just before us, then that's the way the cookie crumbles. Alright, so we're going to put that artifact into our otter's inventory, Ariotta, and we're going to wait for another one to respawn. So I'm going to grab a couple of these artifacts and then we'll head out of the cave, basically just back out the way we came in, and that's it. So artifact of the brute. That was the easy water cave. Wow, wasn't it easy? That was most certainly easy. So I think next thing we need to do is actually fight the monkey. Alright, well there we go. The artifact of the brute. That is the third last artifact that we need to do the monkey. So watch out, monkey, I'm coming for you. Now, I have to say, while we were exiting that cave, I got another loot drop on the way out. It was a blue loot drop, and just as I was complaining about the fact that another blue loot drop, typical, it had this capped pump action shotgun. So it was pre-made, but still, 298, so better than the one that I'd crafted at, what was this one, 249, so 298, that'll be good for when we do the Skylord cave, to be honest, because you need the best shotgun you can have for that one. And we also got a fairly useless capped Ascendant Raptor saddle, so still not bad out of a blue drop, to be fair. Could have done with a capped Basilosaurus saddle, that would have been nicer. I'm going to have to run this water cave bit, because before we do the hard water cave, I'm definitely going to need a better saddle for my Basilo. I think it's an Ascendant 108, I think, but everything is going to count for hard water. So I'm going to run easy water a few times. And might even try it with the Leopleurodon buff and maybe see if we can get either a Basilo BP or a pre-made in there. So see how we go. But anyway, that was the easy water cave, and easy it certainly was. I tell you now, I've done, so the two most recent videos that I've done on this cave, I did the tour video and then I've done this one, and at the beginning of both of them I've made a point of saying that this is called the easy water cave, but sometimes it can be harder than that. Sometimes you get alphas and you get swarmed by megalodons and so on, and neither time has that happened. So it has truly been an easy water cave for the two runs that I've done most recently anyway. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, maybe leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't already. There'll be more content coming, and I will catch you in the next video where we're going to fight the monkey boss. I'm Llama, and I'm out of here.